This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Score Energy Drinks.
Our clubs from Western Province Rugby carrying on with their projects, carrying on engaging with their players. It's been quite phenomenal to watch how club rugby pulls together over the last 5 months, whether it be to help the players, help the management, help the friends or fans of the club or local neighbourhoods. And one of the clubs that has been helping out is, of course, Eersterivier Rugby Football Club. And joining me now is the chairman of Eersterivier Rugby Football Club, Pedro. Pedro, great to see you again, Mania. How are things on your side?
Awesome being back again, JP. All good, no problems.
Yeah, it's been a few weeks since we spoke last. You've got to give us an update. You've got to give us a catch up. The last time we spoke, you were busy sorting things out at the clubhouse. That was looking fantastic. The grass was looking really good, and of course, you were busy with preparation for your outreach project.
Well, of course, yes, JP. We've been involved in quite a few events since we last met. So we were involved in the Western Province food parcel distribution event which they have, where we could feed our own club members, which was awesome, from Western Province and their sponsors. We also have been involved in some soup kitchens midweek. We also have a big food drive on a Sunday lunch in Kleinvlei, Eersterivier. So we've been active over the last few weeks.
From there, of course, you've carried on working at your outreach components. Tell us a little bit about that. What have you been up to, and who's been helping?
Well, we've had quite a few events. One of the events was a Sunday lunch event in Kleinvlei, where we got sponsorships from places like Cape River, Specsavers, which made a contribution to the day, as well as a lot of contributions from the players themselves. Food was prepared and sponsored by coaches. We had an individual old player which come on board and supported us on the day. And we feed quite a large number of the community on the Sunday lunch endeavor, which was just awesome.
You mentioned old players. We've seen quite a few clubs reaching out to old boys. Is that something that you guys are doing? Is you still stay in contact with some of the old boys?
Of course, those are most of our greatest supporters around the field. So they're there every Saturday when we're at home and when we're away. And obviously, they're still part of the club. And for them to contribute in the way that they can is always awesome. Some of them can't maybe get into the administrative side of the club endeavors, but they can get involved in other endeavors where the club is involved, like these soup kitchens, and making numerous contributions and humble contributions to our cause in the long term.
Pedro, in the photographs that you've sent us here, we also see there's quite a few of your women's rugby team members supporting your project.
Yes, we got an active women's group. Always nice to have them on board. They're always busy with the distribution of the food and preparing, but they're always involved in all our endeavors. So it's always awesome having the ladies on board, being Ladies Month. So we're looking forward to great things in the new season with the ladies team. They at this stage busy with their own recruitment. But I'm hoping that is bringing a lot of women back and to the club in future.
Yeah. Pedro, the current projects now, once again, if there's anybody that wants to contribute or wants to support Eersterivier Rugby Football Club with the projects, what kind of things is it that you're looking for?
Mainly ingredients. If you can come up with ingredients, I must at this stage just give humble thanks to Tuscany Glen Primary School, their feeding scheme, which at a time when the school was closed and they got certain ingredients, they sponsored to us, and we could run a soup kitchen midweek, which was very beneficial to our community. So any help that we can get from any organization would be appreciated, and we all open arms to receive anything we can receive. And we have received quite a lot individual sponsors, but for them and everybody that contributed, I say thank you very much. And we can make this even a long-term contribution to the club in terms of our endeavors to feed our community, because this is something that we can take long-term.
Tuscany Glen Primary School, so they certainly deserve a big mention there. If there are corporates out in the area, local business, are there any there that that we can give a mention to? Any local shops that have, even if it's just a small mention to any clubs, any shops that you might want to mention, you're welcome to.
Well, as previously said, I'm very awesome. I'm glad for Cape Specsavers that came on board for this one event, which was awesome. And the other, some of them wants to be anonymous.
Yep.
Let's leave it at that. Lots of the old players that contributed, and many of the stuff has been contributed by the players themselves. That's awesome. That was awesome, and all the food was prepared by the players themselves and the management.
Did you know that your players can cook?
They're actually awesome chefs, and we need to use them a little bit more on a Saturday, it seems.
That's great. Yeah, that's great, and I'm happy to hear that there's a bit of a smile in your voice under these difficult times. We have to try and stay positive.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. I just would like to say take this opportunity and tell the players very thanks for all their contributions, not only on our events, but what has been happening off field. Now, I've noticed them on social media being busy with lots of things, keeping them busy, getting active again. Just don't be caught by the police, city police. Remember our 50 members or 50 people in terms of gatherings, but keep up the great work. It's awesome seeing you guys on social media and getting active for the new season, because we are now in our off season preparing for 2021. Together with it, JP, we are now on our own drive and getting ourselves a little bit visible within the community by getting out our t-shirts and our buffs and masks all over, just making us visible within Eersterivier as a sort of a marketing tool for the 2021 season, so that people can start noticing us again within the community, because this club has never died.
Pedro, we're going to leave it at that, and again then we'll say a big thanks to Tuscany Glen Primary School, and of course, is it Eersterivier Specsavers for supporting you?
Yes.
Eersterivier Specsavers and Tuscany Glen Primary School, and hopefully there are other corporates that are watching right now, or small business, that if they're watching you, they will obviously find you on your Facebook page or send us a WhatsApp to get hold of you.
It will be awesome, and thank you for the opportunity once again, JP.
Thanks, Pedro. Pedro April, of course, chairman of Eersterivier Rugby Football Club, and we of course hope that you will all be able to support Eersterivier Rugby Football Club. And then just a reminder, of course, Tuscany Glen Primary School out there making great support to support Eersterivier Rugby Football Club. And of course, if you're a Tuscany Glen Primary School parent or mom, dad or student there, you need to be very proud of Tuscany Glen Primary School for their contribution that they're making to the Eersterivier Rugby Football Club. And then of course the Eersterivier Specsavers in Eersterivier, who have been supporting Eersterivier and did support them with their outreach project. So folks, there you have it. If you are out there, go and say thank you to Specsavers in Eersterivier. Just tell them that you saw on the show what it is that they have done and their kind support for Eersterivier Rugby Football Club. So these are the kind of support initiatives that we have, of course, needed at the moment. Well, not at the moment, but we need all the support that we can get.
This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Score Energy Drinks.